So today we're going to take a look at what's going to happen if the Italians try to reform the Roman Empire in the modern day. They're going to have to invade all of the post-Roman countries in order to reform their old empire. Kind of used to look like this. But yeah, let's see what happens if they try to reform the Roman Empire. And let's see if they can actually do that. But yeah, before we get into this video, first of all, I want to say that go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You can expect more mapping content here. And this is going to be a new series because I've only made one video like this where the Turks reformed the Ottoman Empire. But if this video gets enough support, we will continue this series. Join the Discord server via the link in the description. Subscribe to the second channel. But now let's get right into the video. Now Italy right here is a pretty strong country and they're surrounded by some weaker neighbors on the eastern parts. So it's going to be a little bit easier for them to reform the Roman Empire. But still, I want to mention this, that major alliances like NATO, CSTO, the EU or the UN, they do not exist in my videos. My videos are meant to be unrealistic. But yeah, even with the current military that they have, they are powerful enough to take out Slovenia, and they don't even have to take them out. The Italians just need to send an ultimatum where they demand Slovenia's annexation. Slovenia had to accept the ultimatum, and yeah, that was the first country that got taken out. And as I said, even before the militarization process, the Italians still can take out some of the countries here, and well, these countries include Croatia. So yeah, we can see that the Italians push in, capturing the capital of Croatia, and eventually they take out the entire country. And that just happened because the Croatian military is really not good, and because the Italians were way stronger. And in a peace negotiation, we can see that all of Croatia got completely annexed by the Italians. This was another decisive victory. But now some of these Balkan countries are going to militarize their country, as they can now see the true intentions of the Italians. They might just go ahead and invade all of these countries. But yeah, the Italians now start to militarize their country, coming up with military reforms, putting most of the money into their military, because otherwise they cannot fund this project of reforming the Roman Empire in the modern day. So yeah, they're also going to be developing a pretty formidable navy in the Mediterranean, and they want to dominate here. I mean, already they are dominating in the Mediterranean, but they're going to work even harder. And yeah, they sent another ultimatum, this time to Malta. They accepted the ultimatum, but instead of expanding to the east again, we can see that the Italians this time declare war on Tunisia. It's going to be the first North African country to get invaded by the Italians, and the Italians want to make some military bases in Tunisia. That is pretty much why they want to take them out, and then they want to conduct future military campaigns from Tunisia into these North African countries. We can see that the Italians make a naval landing in the north, immediately taking all of these parts. The remaining country of Tunisia goes ahead and surrenders, and Tunisia got completely annexed by the Italians. This is pretty good for the Italians. The Italians are now going to make some military bases on the borders with Algeria as well as Libya. So yeah, once again, instead of going to war with the Bosnians or the Serbians, the Italians are going to use their navy, declaring war on Montenegro as well as Kosovo. Maybe they want to encircle Serbia and Bosnia. So yeah, the Italians make a naval landing in Montenegro, immediately taking out the entire country. Same goes with Kosovo. And in a peace negotiation, we can see that both these countries got completely annexed. But finally, after years of preparations, we can see that the Italians now declare war on Bosnia. But guys, already Bosnia was not in a good situation, and they cannot fight a two-front war with the Italians. So in order to not suffer any casualties, and in order to avoid the destruction of their infrastructure, the Bosnians surrender without a fight. And I think that this was a pretty good decision for the Bosnians, as they could have never won this war against the Italians. And from here, once again, the Italians are going to send ultimatums. This time they're going to be sending ultimatums to North Macedonia and Albania. And yeah, this kind of happened. Guys, I know I'm giving too much strength to the Italians, but if I don't give them that strength, reforming the Roman Empire is kind of hard. And they have major upcoming wars with some of these countries. So yeah, after taking over Albania and North Macedonia, we can see that once again they want to take out a Mediterranean country right here in the eastern Mediterranean. This country of course is Lebanon. And yeah, we can see that the Italians make a naval landing down in the south, easily capturing the entire country. And this is what their position looks like in the Mediterranean. They're doing pretty well, and right now they're dominating. Having control over Lebanon is going to support their future military campaigns in this region. After the construction of the military bases in Tunisia, we can see that the Italians now declare war on Libya, and things are not looking good for Libya, as already their situation is not good, and a war with the Italians is really not what they wanted. So yeah, we can see that the Italians push in, immediately capturing the capital city of Libya. They push around the coast, securing the entire Libyan coastline, and after losing pretty much everything, the Libyans go ahead and surrender. And in a peace negotiation, we can see that all of the northern parts of Libya were completely annexed. The southern parts are now a vassal state to the Italian government. They had another war planned out. And I should also mention this fact that the Italians are way stronger than they were before. After taking over some of these countries, they had access to the military equipment from all of these countries. And as I said, the more countries they invaded, the stronger they became. So yeah. Anyways, they declare war on Algeria. And instead of pushing in from Tunisia, we can see that they first of all make a naval landing in the western parts. This was a surprise attack. They now push in from Tunisia too. But yeah, before these troops could get in, the troops who had made a naval landing now take control of Algiers and then the entire coastline. And yeah, these were the most valuable parts of Algeria. And after losing these parts, the Algerians too go ahead and surrender. And the same thing happened to the Algerians. The northern parts got completely annexed. The southern parts are now a vassal state. And then the Italians send an ultimatum to Morocco. And we're going to assume that they accept the ultimatum. And just like that, pretty much most of North Africa is under the Italian control. And now they're going to be sending more ultimatums. These ultimatums were sent to Israel, Palestine, Jordan, Israel, the Serbs. And funny enough, all of these countries had to accept the ultimatum. This is pretty unrealistic. I know, but we can't do anything about it. And to end their North African campaign, we can see that the Italians now declare war on Egypt. And Egypt is going to be the strongest country which they've been up against by now. But still, the Italians have a way better military than the Egyptians. So we can see that they are now pushing in from Libya, mostly focusing on the coastline. They also push in from Israel and Palestine. We can see that they were able to take all of the northern coastline. Alexandria fell. These troops now pushed down. And eventually Cairo was also taken. With all of this chaos, we can see that the remaining parts of Egypt surrender. The northern parts of Egypt get completely annexed. The southern parts are now a vassal state. But yeah, the Italians are going to be sending their final ultimatums. These were sent to Bulgaria, the Hungarians, Switzerland. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And once again, all of these countries accepted the ultimatums, which is kind of funny. But at the same time, as I mentioned, the Italians are way stronger than they were before. Now all of the countries that remain are very strong. These countries include Turkey. Greece, the French, Spanish, Portuguese, the Germans, Benelux countries, as well as the United Kingdom. And we're not talking about the Roman Empire at its greatest extent, but we're going to be talking about what they used to have for a longer period of time. So yeah, as I said, the countries that now remain are fairly strong. And the last ever country that the Italians are going to take over is going to be Austria. This too happened with an ultimatum, but this did not turn out to be a good move for the Italians, as this triggered the Germans to form a coalition against the Italians or the Roman Empire, because they know that the Italians are going to reform the Roman Empire. The Germans are going to start a coalition. The French join in, the Spanish too join in, as well as the Portuguese. We can see that the Turks as well as the Greeks join in, putting aside their differences in order to fight the greater enemy. And lastly, we can see that the Romanians joined this war, because at some point they too were going to get invaded by the Romans. But yeah, if this video gets enough support, I'm definitely going to do a part 2 on this video, where we're going to see which side wins this war. So yeah, this is going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and tell me what you guys want to see in the future. And thank you for watching.